This is a setup for the circuits lab. So in this lab you're going to be using a breadboard. So at the beginning of your instructions document there is a link to a website that gives a pretty good description of how the breadboard works. But basically everything you see here along this red line is connected underneath this red plus sign, and everything underneath the blue minus sign and along the blue line, all those ports or sockets are all connected. And then if you see here in row 1, A, B, C, D, and E, they're all connected. In row 2, all those A, B, C, D, and E's are all connected. And then there's kind of a bridge here in the middle that separates, so F, G, H, I, and J in row 1, they're all separate from A, B, C, D, and E in row 1. Okay, so you're going to be working with some LEDs. So an LED here, you can see it's got a long leg and a short leg. So the long leg is called the anode, and it's the positive lead. And the short leg is called the cathode, and that's the negative lead. So the way that current flows through an LED is it flows from the positive to the negative. So it's going to be important as you are hooking things up here. Okay, so it's okay to bend the leads if you need to get them in the proper socket. You could just bend things as necessary. Same with your resistor. All right, they're made to just bend however you need them to. Okay, so you have a bunch of jumper wires. Those are basically these, and you can use those to help you connect things to different parts of the breadboard. Also, I'm going to recommend that when you get to part 5 and you wrap a coil of about 300 turns, that the wire you have is very thin, so it's going to have a hard time staying in the sockets in the breadboard. So what I recommend is tying it to one of the jumper wires and then using some conductive tape to hold it there. So basically you'll just take your wire, alright, after you stripped it off, and you can twist it around the end of the jumper wire there. Alright, so it's connected, and then to keep it connected better, this is your conductive tape. You could just tear a piece off, and it's sticky, so you just gotta peel off the white background here. Okay, and then basically I'll just kind of tape it on there so it stays on well. And that way when you go to connect your coil to your breadboard, now you can do it with something a lot thicker that will fit better into the sockets. And that should be all you need for this lab. Remember to look at the back or the end of the document of the instructions. We'll have all the schematic diagrams with all the sockets that I use in the pictures labeled if you're having trouble following the pictures. There's also the symbols for all of the things that you're going to use in this lab. So like for instance with the capacitor, you'll see they're just two parallel lines. Alright, so just send me an email if you're having any trouble with this.